People always ask me, "Hey Sarah, how do you hack into the school grading system so I can change my grade?" I don't know. My name's not Sarah, but my name is Miwa, and I'm going to tell you about a synthetic polymer called polyurethane. Before we get into polyurethane, let's take a step back and look at what a polymer is. So a polymer is a large molecule, otherwise sometimes called a macromolecule, that's composed of repeating smaller units called monomers. And these monomers link together to form what's called a polymer. Polyurethane is a polymer made up of long chains of repeating units connected by a thing called urethane linkages. A urethane linkage is when a carbon is double bonded to an oxygen, like that there, and the carbon is also bonded to another oxygen and a nitrogen. This nitrogen is also bonded to a hydrogen. This whole thing as a whole is what makes up a urethane linkage. Polyurethane is made up of two monomers. These monomers are the building blocks of what makes polyurethane. These two monomers are called a polyol and a disocyanate. A polyol is a molecule that has multiple hydroxyl, or OH groups, attached to it. A disocyanate is a molecule that has two isocyanate, or NCO groups, attached to it. This is a polyol with the OH group here and here. And this is a disocyanate with the NCO right there and there. These two monomers combine to form polyurethane. To make polyurethane, the OH group from the polyol and the NCO group from the disocyanate react together. This reaction is called a step growth addition polymerization. That is a mouthful. It means that the monomers link up one step at a time, building longer and longer and longer chains. A quick fun fact about making polyurethane. The polyol and the disocyanate linking together doesn't actually produce any byproducts. The two groups simply join together to form the urethane linkage, repeating over and over down the chain. The properties of polyurethane are really dependent on how the polymer is actually produced. A long, flexible polyol chain leads to a soft, elastic material, while a high degree of cross-linking produces a tough and rigid product. Other main properties of polyurethane includes durability, insulation, and strong resistance to oils and chemicals.
Hello?
Polyurethane is very versatile. Polyurethane is used for cushioning, like in mattresses, what I'm sitting on right now, or furniture. It's also great for insulation in fridges and building panels, and it's also used for coatings like wood finishes or car paints. I just found this out. Did you know that polyurethane is actually used in spandex clothing? Here are some health impacts of polyurethane. In polyurethane production, isocyanates can be toxic and or carcinogenic, meaning it can cause cancer. Chronic exposure to isocyanates can also be linked to asthma and other respiratory issues. But once fully cured, polyurethane is generally considered safe for everyday use. There are a few main environmental impacts that polyurethane has. First, it's not biodegradable, meaning it can live in landfills for decades without breaking down because it is a synthetic polymer, not an organic one. Soil contamination from polyurethane waste can harm plant growth and disrupt ecosystems. Wildlife that ingest microplastics can suffer organ damage, reproductive issues, and even death. Rain and flooding can carry microplastics from polyurethane into lakes and rivers and other bodies of water. This harms the wildlife because if they ingest it, microplastics can enter their body and cause organ damage, reproductive issues, and even death. Instead of sending polyurethane to landfills, it can be recycled or repurposed. Switching to bio-based polyurethanes made from renewable sources like soy, castor beans, or algae is a major solution, since these break down naturally instead of being in the ecosystem for decades. Did you know that algae-based polyurethane has been shown to fully biodegrade in only about 200 days without leaving any microplastic residue? Now that is life-changing. Another way to reduce the impacts of polyurethane is to design polyurethane to be more durable and longer lasting. That would reduce how frequently they need to be replaced, because the more something needs to be replaced, the more it ends up in a landfill.